Morning. Welcome back to Ferris Farming Organic. Today we're gonna go try to plow. We haven't had real good luck the past couple days. We had one of the 620s tranny blow up Saturday night, and then yesterday the 14 bottom broke in half. So it is safe to say that that 14 bottom plow will not be running today. We are plowing today. We just won't be using the 14 bottom plow. We'll be using the 12, which is also a Salford moldboard plow. But first, I have to stop by. Well, I'll show you guys the other plow first of all, and then we'll get all the parts off of it to take them to the 12 bottom. And then we'll maybe start plowing if nothing breaks. Alrighty. Well, here's the plow. Well, 6 of them. Six bottoms of it. There's all the parts I'm gonna put in the back of my pickup. We'll walk up here and show you guys the carnage of the plow. We had to use a telehandler with the chain, and Charlie like backed it up into the, well, you can't really see it super great, but you can see it goes all the way under, all the way up, and it goes all the way up this side. So there's like, I don't know, what is that, 5 inches, 6 inches, more than that maybe, I don't know, of steel holding this together. So the plow is connected by these two like pin things that hook onto the other side. So, and it pivots on this big knob right there. So when it broke, this side just like stayed down in the ground. I'll show you guys when I get to the other field. But it was pretty apparent something was wrong because, well, the plow was still in the ground and there was a big gash in it. So if your plow isn't working, or it looks like it's broken in half, it's probably broken in half. Here's the two things where it hooks up to these I don't know, spots. Those big pins go in. None of the hydraulics worked for that middle one either, or they didn't work very good because, well, it was broke. But we'll grab all these parts, probably not all of them, because hopefully we can go back to that 14 bottom in a while. But for now, we'll move some of these parts around, then get to the other plow, and hopefully that one doesn't break in half. Well, we're here. The old 12 bottom plow. We're gonna get like probably like 2 acres less done per hour. So it's really not that big of a difference. Well, might be a little bit more than that. Could be less though too. So turn the batteries on. We'll look over the plow. I don't think there was a whole lot to change on it. There's a couple slides that needed changed, so we'll probably do that. And then another great thing about this plow, all the hydraulics are kind of, well, the second one's fine. The third one, I think there's some air in the line, so I really have to, takes about 5 seconds longer for the back 3 bottoms to go on the ground. And then the front one, all the hydraulic, I don't know what's wrong with it really. I'm guessing there's a valve shut somewhere, but every time you put the hydraulics in correctly, like I'll just show you guys. Every time you put, it'd be this one on the bottom, like it's supposed to be, it doesn't go. Like it'll just stop. That cylinder on that wheel right there, you can see it doesn't go down farther than 1 inch. It just kind of doesn't work. But when you flip them around, it works perfectly fine, except the hydraulics in the tractor, back is down and forward is up. So that's opposite of what I usually do, because it doesn't make sense to do it the other way. So that's cool. So yeah, everything's going great. At least it's not Monday anymore, so hopefully everything works a little bit better today. It probably won't. My hopes aren't super high. Last 2 days I've worked. Plow broke in half, tractor blew up. So hopefully today is a little bit different. Everything just goes smooth. We can get quite a bit done, and yeah, otherwise, if it doesn't, if everything breaks today, it'll at least be an entertaining video. So that's cool. Plowing's pretty boring otherwise. Alrighty. Got my cardio in for the day. Fire her up. It started, so we got a good start to the day. At least it turned on, so we got that going for us. Hopefully the radio isn't like on full blast. Alrighty, just gonna be closing up this field. You see I got like a, I don't know, 8-foot strip. We'll actually get out here quick and I'll show you what I'm trying to get here. Put her in neutral. Parks doesn't scream out when I get off. Alright. Alright, so the main thing that I look for when I close a furrow is obviously how wide is it, because that actually makes a pretty big difference in the way that I do it. So you can see it's about the width of the tractor, about perfect. So I'll obviously put my furrow wheel in the furrow, and then I'll run the first hydraulic all the way down and the second one, and I'll see what leaves the least amount of this furrow on the other side not filled. So that way when I come back, I can put my furrow wheel in that one so it's not filled in, and then it will smooth it out. So if I filled up, if I put down both the first and second hydraulic, it would fill that furrow in, and then I wouldn't have a furrow for my furrow wheel. And then it would be like on top, and it would just make a big mound. So it's different every time, because obviously you're not going to have the same 8-10 feet. Every time you close a furrow, you might have 20 feet or something. So you kind of gotta, I don't know, but that's how I do it. Like this one right here, I'll see what the second hydraulic looks like all the way down, but I don't want that furrow to be closed up, if that makes sense. So I think this will make a lot more sense if I talk and do it at the same time. So you can see I have the front one all the way in the ground, so it's filling in that furrow right there, but that opposite side one is not being filled in because I raised that second hydraulic up a little bit, so that way it leaves that furrow unfilled, so I can put my furrow tire in that side. When I come back, I'll put it in this one, and then it will smooth it out even all the way across. You can see there's a little strip that's not being plowed right there, and I want that so then when I come back, I can make it level with that side, because if that side was filled in, then I wouldn't be able to get that front 3 bottoms low enough that it made things even. Otherwise, if there wasn't a furrow there, it would mound it up, it would push it all that way, and it would be a big strip, a big kind of mounded over area where it threw all the dirt. But this way I can make it level because I have that furrow on the other side. This whole field is not done yet. They haven't, so I will be moving fields, so I will get out. I'll just talk about it when I get to the other field. Alrighty, so we finished up this field, and this is the lever that I'm talking about. That is a lot harder than I remember to push that down. Anyway, that'll turn this back wheel right there. Alright, so why we have to do that, you can see how good that angle was, but it's a pretty wide piece of equipment going down the road. So when you move that back wheel, I can line it up straight like in the middle of the tractor, and that wheel will follow in line with the center of my tractor cab, so it's just a little bit more narrow. I think it's probably 1.5 feet on either side overhang outside the tracks of the tractor on the road. Otherwise it'd be like another 5-6 feet. So it probably is possible to not do it, but I'm gonna hop in the cab here. It definitely is possible to not have to swing that back tire around, but it just makes it so much easier and easier to move around. So that's that way. Alright, I think we got it pretty good. So you can see that tire is lined up kind of in the middle, so it's not as wide and just makes it easier for transport. And when we get to the next field, I'll explain how we get that line back up again. Alrighty, we're to the next field. I have this lined up how I want it. I'll get out and show you guys a little bit. What I usually do is I get the AB line and I just center up and go. Put in like 3rd gear, so going like 2 miles an hour, 1.5 miles, so I can go nice and slow and get that lined up how I want it and get that wheel back straight. So I'll hop out here. Yes, I take my shoes off in the tractor because I like my tractor clean. And I walk in chicken poop and hog poop all day, so I don't like when it smells. Anyway, this is hog manure, by the way. It smells, I'm not gonna say better, but not as bad as chicken manure. So that tire now is facing straight that way, and you can see the back of these is all lined up. So you guys can see there, it's all lined up straight. So I'll flip this lever back into field mode, so now that 3rd hydraulic will run that up and down, not move that tire side to side. And I'll hop up in the tractor quick and show you how I'm gonna lay out this field. Alright, I'm gonna try to do this as easy as I can. I'm gonna draw the north side of this field, so that we're like right there right now. So what I'm gonna do here is, first things, I'll scratch out a line. I'll just put the front 2 hydraulics down and scratch a mark all the way along that north end row. So that's where I'll always pick up on this north end. And then I'll do the same thing down here, and then we'll make the bottom. This field goes over here like that and over, but we're only going to plow these mile-long rows. So after I scratch this mark on by the pig barn, I'll lay it land out directly in the middle. So I'll count the lines on the screen for the total from there to there, and then I'll go right down the middle. Because that way when I get to the edge of the field and I get to the edge of the hog barns, it'll be even and I won't have to drive, you know, from here to there. It'll just be nice and perfect. So if this is 40 right here, I'm gonna make a land at number 10 from this way to that, because that way when I work out of that way, I'll have 10 passes here done, and then I do 10 passes this way, so I'll beat it right here, and then I'll be able to fill in between this furrow line and that furrow line, and I'll just have one dead furrow in the middle there. So that's the way that I'm going to open up this field, and right now I'm just going to start scratching out these lines once I get even with those trees down there. But yeah, that's the way I was taught, that's the way that I do it. And the thing you want to avoid is dead furrows, because if you don't fill it in correctly and make it even, it'll that divot will stay there all winter. Then all the snow and all the rain in the spring will get in there, and it'll settle down even more, so it'll be an even deeper gouge mark. And then if you don't fill it in with the field cultivator, it'll stay like that, and then when you plant over it, it'll be planted on the sides of it. And then when you go to row crop cultivate, you gotta take out corn or beans. So you don't want to do that. So if you had the least amount of dead furrows as you can get, you kind of eliminate some of those mistakes, or you have less room for error. But you can see I'm scratching out that line on the end row, and it's about, I usually do about 100 feet, give or take. So I have plenty of room to turn, but I'm not leaving, I mean, I don't have too much room, so I'm plowing as much as I can without having to like turn before I rip it out of the ground completely. I don't want to turn it all when it's in the ground at all. So I like to leave about 100 feet, 95 feet, to give me enough room to hold it out of the ground. So I'm going to keep going on this field, or start going on this field, and get back to you guys later. We got the goods. We got supper. That is the perks of working by the combine guys, because you usually get supper. At least supper. Sometimes lunch even. Usually when I'm by myself, out of the way, I pack my own lunch. But tonight we got lasagna and some butter bread. So that's cool. Alrighty, well, we are calling it a night. We got the low fuel warning, so we should probably stop before we break something else. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Catching up on all the things that I've broken in the past couple days. And talked a little bit about closing dead furrows, and I'll do a video either end of this week or next week just covering everything on the plow, just plowing 101, or everything that I've picked up in the past couple years and how we do things, and all the parts and stuff, all that good stuff. That'll be a different video separate from everything else. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, obviously, and subscribe to see more. Hopefully Jack does the next video and he's doing something entertaining. But yeah, subscribe for that. We reached 700 subscribers on YouTube, so that's cool. 300 more to go till that X9 giveaway. So tell your kids to all subscribe. They'd really appreciate that X9, I guarantee it. It'd probably make their day. Yeah, got a whole lot going on right now, so if we can keep pumping these videos out, try to get back up to 2 a week like we did during oats. But yeah, subscribe for Jack, and until then, catch you in the next one.